In this episode, Steve tackles the mammoth task of changing out the steering cables, which turns into about 5 jobs, and we visit the beautiful, beautiful town of Tourmina on the east side of Sicily. This is Cordelia, our Venus Ketch. This is Steve. I'm Annette, and this is the cutest member of our crew, Gus. Our dream was 10 years in the planning. In the end, you only ever regret the chances you didn't take. Oh my God, it is good to be back. We arrived back on the boat a couple of days ago. We drove back down from the UK to Sicily. It took us another 3 days, but it was great drive down. Made a couple of mistakes when we left the boat. We unplugged the shore power. Well, Steve did, and he thought he was doing the right thing, and basically we've lost all the food in the freezer because it hasn't been as sunny in Sicily as we hoped it would be. So the solar didn't do the job that we hoped that it would do. Well, they did, but not the solar panels anyway. Apart from that, everything else has been excellent, great. We've got a ton of jobs to do, or Steve has, and so have I, but we've got a ton of jobs to do. The first one being the steering cables. Steve wants to get those sorted, and headlining. We're going to redo the headlining. We want to sort out the hydrovane extension. We need to get the duoden sorted, get that going. We need to declutter the boat, getting rid of a lot of stuff. We want to sell the bikes, only because we don't think that we're going to need them. I've contacted somebody who's in the Caribbean now, and they say that we shouldn't need them. The weather's good. Well, it's sunny. It's very chilly, as you can see. I've got fleece on. It is still very, very chilly down here, but it is sunny. So anyway, yeah, first job, steering cables, and I think you'll see that in a minute. Well, I'm just doing the video of when we lost the steering. I know this has got nothing to do with the steering cables, and it just reminded me that, you know, we might not have filmed anything for 6 weeks, but
yeah, but can you see that?
all those burrs, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's where the cable started to snap.
Oh yeah, not good.
That's why we're replacing it. We've been limping it along. The other thing we've got a problem with is that this joint on the end of the has become loose. Apart from that, the steering was totally fine. So remove the quadrant so that I can hopefully make a few adjustments to this. We've got a bit of water weeping out of here. I've got some new packing, but I don't think I can do it with it in the water. I've just been very regularly checking them until we could get to a point where we could get some new ones, which we've now got. The other part of the operation is to take the steering column apart so that I can get to the chain. I've also got a new shaft brake, all the new bits to go on the shaft brake. We've had it ever since we've had the boat, but never been able to use it because there was bits missing, but managed to get some bits from America via Ryan. So hopefully before we leave here we'll have a shaft brake. So we've had some new cables made up. These were done by the rig shop in Southampton, and when we saw our son Ryan at Christmas, who came over from Canada, I managed to get him to buy some bits from Edson, or they're American, because this steering system's American, and it's quite difficult or very expensive to get the bits in Europe. So we've got a rebuild kit for the for the actual main spindle, and some new brake pads for the shaft brake, which we've never ever had since we've had the boat. So to have a shaft brake will be quite novel, and I think we need it to be able to lock the wheel off when we're playing around with the hydrovane, which we've never had a chance to use yet.
What do you mean?
Sorry for the slight interruption there, viewer. I had a little mouth in the background, piping in.
Me, what do you mean you think?
Well, I think a lot of things.
You think?
I think. I've never done it, so I think it.
But that's just cost us about 250 quid.
Well, it's shiny, it'll look nice. It'll be fine.
Well, I'm glad you can afford it.
It'll be fine. What we can't put a price on is Mrs. M getting some of this, because she's a little bit...
One of the places that we've never visited in our time in Sicily is Tourmina. We decided to take some time out from the steering cable job, and by God we are glad that we did. It was absolutely beautiful, and we picked a stunning day too. We've got our boat down there, anchored down there and anchored over there. The views going to Tourmina and the views when we get there are stunning. Tourmina is perched very high up on a cliffside, and from the main village you can see both the sea and Mount Etna, as you can see here. We've actually sailed this stretch of water several times. To the north of it are the Messina Straits, and to the south of it is Syracuse. We were lucky to visit on a quiet day, one of the good things about being in Sicily in the winter, because it's one of the top tourist spots and apparently gets extremely busy during the summer. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. You need fairly good walking legs because it's full of tiny little alleys like this. Your favorite music on all the way baritone. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed. Saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your face. Nice enough boat, haven't we?
Nice enough? We've got a nice enough boat.
Yeah, I said that wrong.
Yeah, that sounded nice, doesn't it?
We've got a beautiful boat. I need to clean these windows, don't I?
They're absolutely skank, and you wouldn't let me buy material in the UK to replace them all. And it's like...
You wanted to buy a roll of it, Steve?
I didn't want to buy a roll of it, I wanted to buy a few metres of it.
Okay, right,
and we're now looking like we live in a chip shop.
Could just be outside.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this. So, what? Oh, I can get hold of it. I can actually pull it. Do you want me to put it through or not?
No.
Oh, no, okay. So this is the thing that you are replacing.
The steering
Cable
cables.
that you are replacing, yeah. Why haven't you got a piece of string attached to the other end?
Because it's actually part of the reason for replacing the cable is the cable has started to break.
Yeah, no, I know.
So it's stranded. It's what they call stranded.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I saw that.
okay.
I saw the birds yesterday. What I'm trying to say is.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
If you try and pull that through, broken, it won't pull through.
Why don't you put a piece of tape on that bit where it is starting to burr?
Because it's still, I can't make it that thick.
No, I mean just some normal tape.
What, the like magic tape that's like that will hold back steel fragments? Yeah, I know the tape. Yeah, they haven't got it at Bricker, man. I went up there; they're all out.
Stop it! You're being facetious now.
I know what I'm doing. I've got to cut the cable. What I was just explaining to you is the quadrant
Where
is
are you cutting the cable?
in the bedroom.
But you only told me yesterday. Sorry, but you told me yesterday you want to cut the cable because if anything happens and this new cable, which you guessed the length of, is incorrect, we're in trouble.
Well, we're not in trouble. We're not in trouble. We can't move anywhere, can we?
No, but that is what you said to me. No, don't try and make up some other excuse. That is what you said to me.
That was my initial thoughts, but I've had now a chance to have a sleep and think on it. I think at night when I'm asleep. And I've weighed it up and thought, if it's wrong, I've got 3 months to get a new one.
A steering cable.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry to sound a bit stupid here, but I don't understand what you're cutting in the bedroom. Why have you got to cut it in the bedroom? Because of the birds?
Yes.
So you're not even going to try and use some tape on it?
No. Because you got one chance to get it right. If you get it wrong with the burr, it won't go in and it won't come out. Because of the break in the wire will stop it going one way and will stop it going the other way as well.
I do understand that. I do understand what you're saying. But what I don't understand is that you're not even going to... We've got 20 different types of tape on this boat. And you're not going to look at any of them and just
None of them are metal tape.
And just see if one of them might work. You're going to cut a cable that... Am I right or not?
I don't see Ian Paul having this problem on Blown Away with Natalie. I know what I think I'm doing.
That's the big thing. Whoa, smelly. How do you know it's jammed?
Because I can see it's jammed.
Oh right, okay. Would it not be better if I tried to lift it with a bit of cloth?
No.
But if you put a piece of, if I had a cloth round it, I might get a bit more purchase on it.
Yeah, but at the moment you won't get it through the hole that I'm trying to get it through.
It's always fitted the hole before.
Sorry?
Sorry.
Sorry?
Nothing. Can you put it back down through or not? Pardon? Big problems then.
Some of the issue is like the end of the conduit is rusty and nasty and horrible, and It's fiberglassed in.
What's it coming on?
Yeah. Oh, living the dream, living the dream. There are very few things on this boat that I have not taken apart and rebuilt.
I know.
I mean, like, probably
Yep.
2 or 3, if that. One of them was this steering. Finally. What's the secret of my success?
Me. It was me.
Annette's nail varnish. Couldn't get that through the conduit with a mousing line on. Just wouldn't go. So far, so
Me
good.
to the rescue!
Yeah, alright, okay. Bit like the throwing, isn't it? Bit like the
Oh,
throwing.
absolutely. Well, I'd forgot about that. You've just reminded me. Excellent. Yes, I was damn good then.
98% effort on my part, 2% glory on Annette's part.
Wow.
But a good combination.
But it couldn't have been done without me.
How many fish fingers am I getting now?
5. You don't need any more than 5 fish fingers.
So Annette's been out to cut a friend of ours' hair on another boat, Kim, and Annette was a professional, I say was, a professional hairdresser in a previous life, and anyway, she's come back, she's cut her finger, and when I pointed this out that she was like a professional, she had to remind me that I got the measurement for the cables for the steering wrong.
Well, you didn't get it wrong. Well, yes, you did get it wrong.
I did get it wrong.
But that's because you guessed it.
I guessed it. Well, I had no choice at the time.
Well,
I
you did
guessed
have
it.
a choice.
I was
You
2.5.
could have taken the measurement before we left the boat.
I was 2,500 miles away, and I guessed it wrong. Yes, I've rerouted stuff that I did with Paul, and he got wrong.
He got wrong?
Yeah, he got it wrong. He's bloody useless.
I think you need to apologise.
I apologise, Paul. No, he did get it wrong, and he was there, so he's half to blame. Anyway, I've rerouted it differently, which I think is better. We now don't have that crank.
Yep.
Got the autopilot's back on, so it's on auto at the moment, and if I make a course adjustment.
Woo! Excellent! Now we just got to find out what's wrong with the prop.
And I managed to fit them, and they were that short.
Yeah, I shall never ever let him forget that.
Yeah, all right.
He is forever and a day going to be called the 60cm man.
I could blame Harry.
Nothing to do with Harry.
So I've been instructed to do some filming because, well, I've just been instructed to do it. The steering's finished at long last. Took a couple of weeks. Outrageous really, but it was a combination of problems to get over. Now got a steering wheel brake, which we've never had. I had the bits, but it was broken, or there was bits missing, so we've managed to sort that out. Steering's all lovely. Part of the reason for fitting the brake was last year I fitted the hydrovane that we bought off of Kim and Jonathan. It needs to be significantly higher. Bought an aluminium bit of round bar to make up an extension piece myself. What can go wrong? It's all good.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps us out. And don't forget to share as well if you can. Cheers, see you in a couple of weeks.